Hello to my kings, queens, and in-betweens. I'm Valerie, and welcome to my channel, The Bookish Valkyrie. So, this is the first day of July Noir, and while we aren't doing the official kickoff until Friday, I wanted to just kind of chat about the books that are on my radar, the books that I have available, and kind of what my reading strategy for this is. And in case you don't know what July Noir is, it is like a little taste of Blackoween in the summer that Bree from the Locked Booktician put together for us. I will have her July Noir announcement video linked in the description below. We are doing 2 weeks starting today, July 17th, going through July 31st. Basically, I have a few options for which location I'm going to be reading for. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the books that I want for the location that I am most drawn to, which is Ruby's Crew. But who knows, maybe I will cave and purchase some ebooks or audiobooks along the way depending on my mood. I have more books for St. Tremain's Graveyard and Joe's Library than I do for the other locations. So those are probably the two most likely locations that I will be picking from in the end. I'm honestly leaning kind of heavily towards Joe's Library, but like I said, I really am so excited for the Ruby's Crew books. I don't know. Maybe I'll just save those for October and Blackoween and make sure I have like a full pile of possibilities for Ruby's Crew. That would be the smart thing to do. And that might be the thing I do. That should be the thing I do. But I just wanted to kind of go over the books that I have in my pile of possibilities, where they fit, for which locations, and the books that are on my radar that I may pick up along the way to make it so I can complete a location. I'm going to start with Hide and Seeker by Daka Herman. This is something that I have on audiobook. It is for Ruby's Crew. It's a horror, and I don't know about you, but middle grade horror is just got some kind of special sauce on it. I have a lot of love for middle grade stories, and especially middle grade horror. I bought The Vanquishers by Kaale Bayron, who is an author I already know I love, and I've really, really enjoyed her YA stuff, and this was one that Bree recommended really strongly, and I trust her recommendation. So I'm really excited for this one to come in. It is a middle grade vampire horror story. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It sounds interesting. This is a book that will work for both Ruby's Crew and St. Tremain's Graveyard. And then I also have the audiobook for Root Magic by Eden Royce. This is another Ruby's Crew recommendation, Ruby's Crew possibility. I've had it for quite a while, but I still need to read it. I don't remember what it's really about. I don't remember what a lot of these are about, so I'm probably not going to be giving much in the way of summaries this video, but welcome to the chaos that is my life. Now, a book that I have on Kindle that I've actually already started, and it works for Ruby's Crew, Joe's Library, and the Bayou Haunted House, and that is The Taking of Jake Livingston. This is a book that I pre-ordered and still have managed to let languish on my TBR, just waiting for me to pick it up. So that's one of the reasons that it is the one that I did pick up. It's also one of the few ones that I have in the ebook format rather than in physical or audiobook. So I'm definitely reading that one, starting today. I've already started it. I've started reading the first chapter. I haven't got terribly far, but this is definitely one that I have been anticipating for a very long time, and I have zero excuses for why I haven't read it yet. So, anyway, reading it now. It's my current read. And then the next book that I have is Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. This is a book that I picked up shortly after it released, and I have been following this author for a while. This is a book that works for Saint Treme Graveyard and for Bayou Haunted House. I really want to pick this one up, like really, really want to pick this one up. It follows two different girls in two different timelines, but in the same location, in the same haunted house. And it is supposed to be haunting and thrilling, and I'm really excited to pick this one up. We'll see how that works out, because I don't have very many for Bayou Haunted House. It's going to be a toss-up on whether or not I'm actually going to be able to pick this one up. And then I have the audiobook for The Weight of Blood. This is a YA horror retelling of, or reimagining of Carrie, but in place of religious themes, there are themes of racism, and it's a small town horror story that I'm really excited to get to. This one works for both St. Tremaine's Graveyard and Joe's Library, so chances are good that this is one of the ones that I will actually be reading in the next 2 weeks. We'll see where my mood takes me. And then I have the Kindle book for Jackal by Aaron E. Adams. I may pick up the audiobook. I'm trying to see if I can get it through Libby, but it depends on how quickly the people before me turn it in. So we'll see how that goes. This is a story also in a small town, I believe, and it has some paranormal aspects to it, and it is looking at some missing Black girls who have flown under the radar for years and years because racism. And I have heard mixed reviews for Jackal, but honestly, everything that I've heard against it doesn't really sway me, and everything I've heard for it really, really does sway me. So I'm expecting that this is a book that I will really enjoy once I get around to it. Next on my list is The Changeling by Victor Lavelle. This is a book that I have on ebook and is one that I am going back and forth on whether or not I want to read it. The cover is gorgeous, and the story sounds so compelling. And I started watching the TV adaptation of it, and it really is very creepy. But I'm really not sure why I keep hesitating on it. Every time I go to pick it up or look at it while I'm scrolling through to see what strikes my fancy, I just get this like hesitation in my gut. I don't know if it's just because it genuinely creeps me out, if it is because that it has to do with a child. Probably that, now that I've said it out loud. I think it's that. Is that it centers around harm to a child and parental grief, and that is a heavy subject and one that I have a hard time with personally, so I may pick it up if I am feeling like I have the spoons for it, especially now that I figured out where my hesitation has been coming from. This one works for both the Graveyard and Joe's Library, so again, those are the two that I have the most books for, and so that raises the possibility that this is one that I'll be picking up in the next 2 weeks. And then also for both the Graveyard and the Library, I have another Victor Lavelle, and that is Lone Women. Now this one I have been super excited for since before it came out. As soon as I saw it on Book of the Month, I snatched it right up. I have it on audiobook as well, so I've got it in 2 formats. I really need to get this one read. And it's short, and I am super excited for it. There's a lot of mystery around it because nobody wants to talk about what it's about because of spoilers, and because of how short it is. So that really has my interest very piqued, and this is definitely one that I am wanting to get to in the next 2 weeks. And the next book that I have on my pile of possibilities is Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. I honestly know nothing, absolutely nothing about this book. All I know is that it's an author who, his short story I found really, really interesting in Never Whistle at Night, and it is the most recent release by this author, and my library actually had it, so I picked it up, and I really want to read it. This one works for Joe's library, and if I don't get around to it in the next 2 weeks, I have to return it, or maybe read it at the beginning of next month. All I know is his brand of horror is for me, and I want to explore his writing further, and I just am really excited for picking up anything by this author. Another Book of the Month pick is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is a book that my reading twin Ness suggested for me. She said that I would really enjoy this. I will pick up anything on her suggestion because she knows my reading taste. So this is a book that I have had for quite a while and really want to pick up, and it works for both St. Germain Graveyard and Joe's Library, so chances are very good that I will be picking this up. Also, S.A. Cosby has been getting so much love on BookTube and Bookstagram and Book Talk lately, or at least in the circles that I watch or that I participate in, and I have not picked up anything by him, so I really, really, really want to delve into his writing and see if it really truly is for me. And then I have a few books by Stephen Graham Jones because I know that I love Stephen Graham Jones, and his takes on horror and his writing style, it just really works for me. So that's why I have several books by him. So I've got Mongrels and Night of the Mannequins, both on audiobook. And I also have The Only Good Indians on audiobook and on paperback. So I already know that I'm committed to Stephen Graham Jones and reading his stuff, so chances are I will probably pick up Nick Medina instead because there's only one square for an Indigenous author, and that is in Joe's library. But I still wanted to mention them because Stephen Graham Jones is an amazing author, and if you are looking for some Indigenous horror that will really make you think and really give you the chills, pick up anything by him. Like, honestly, I love him. So yeah, I may pick up his books in the next couple weeks, but most likely I'll go with Nick Medina and Joe's Library, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And that is it for all of the books that I actually own in one format or another, or have borrowed from the library. Now, as for books that are on my radar, I have I Feed Her to the Beast, and the Beast is Me by Jameson Shea. This is about a ballerina who makes a deal with a river monster, I think, so that she can have success and fame. And it sounds really toxic, and I love me some toxic horror. Chances are good I'll be picking this up between now and October. Another book that I have on my radar is Hoodoo by Ronald L. Smith. I have seen a lot of people chatting about this in the Discord for July Noir, and it sounds really fun. This is featuring a boy who is named Hoodoo, and he is going to be running from some guy. I don't know. It sounds interesting. It sounds fun. I'm terrible at remembering the details for things, but once I know something is an interest to me, I make note of it, literally, and I will definitely be looking into picking this up any chance I get. Another one that sounded interesting is The Girl in the Lake by India Hill Brown. This one works for Ruby's Crew and The Graveyard and the Bayou Haunted House. It is a ghost story. And honestly, any ghost stories that have to do with a body of water, I'm here for. Like, these are the micro tropes that I just eat right up. I don't even have to know the details. It's definitely something I'm interested in. And then there is Murder in G Major by Alexia Gordon. This is one that works for both Joe's Library and the Bayou Haunted House. It is, I believe, a paranormal cozy mystery of some sort. It sounds cozy. The cover looks cozy, and I don't know. So it's like a paranormal murder mystery is the way that I understand it. And there's supposed to be ghosts and musical instruments and funny sidekicks. So I'm very interested in picking this one up. I don't know if I'll pick it up. I probably will pick it up. I'll probably buy it on ebook so that I can fulfill one of the holes in my Joe's Library list. Yeah, the more I talk about these books, the more convinced I am that Joe's Library is the route that I'm going to go. This is sometimes just the way I figure things out, talking about them out loud. Alright, so anyway, now that I have sorted that in my head, on to Eden's Everdark by Karen Strong. This one works for Ruby's Crew and The Graveyard, and I really, really want to pick this book up. Like, really want to pick this book up. It sounds like a kind of Coraline, Other Mother type story with, like, Alice in Wonderland vibes, but, you know, make it dark, make it creepy. And, I mean, not that Alice in Wonderland isn't kind of dark and creepy, if you think about it and look at it the right way. But that's beside the point. It sounds really interesting. It sounds like the kind of story that I can really get into, and I am super excited to pick it up sometime soon, eventually. And then the last book that is on my radar is The Spite House by Johnny Compton. This is one that's good for Joe's Library and the Bayou, and it's a book that I have been very interested in since before it came out. I thought that I had pre-ordered it, but when I went looking for it in my audiobooks and my ebooks and my physical books, I didn't have it anywhere. So I must have put it in a shopping cart or something and then not bought it for some reason. Probably lack of money. But I have definitely been very interested in this. This is a story about a single father who is trying to provide for his family, and he takes a job as a caretaker for a haunted house. And I honestly am always going to be compelled by a father who is trying his best to do right by his children. Maybe I'll pick it up sooner than later, but we'll see. This is a list of books, like I said, that I really am very interested in and have been very interested in, and if you are looking for some more possibilities for your July Noir reading, there you go. So yeah, that is it for this video. I am planning on doing a video at the midpoint of the readathon just to kind of do a check-in on where I am, what I've been reading, what I've been enjoying, and maybe what I haven't been enjoying, depends on how it works out. And then I will do another one at the end of the readathon, just to wrap it all up and with a button and a bow. And I am really excited to be participating in July Noir. I am so excited to be reading these books. And like I said, if you want to know some more details about July Noir, I'm linking Bree's announcement video in the description of this video, so feel free to go click on that and give it a look-see if you don't already know what's going on with July Noir. So that is it for me, and I will see you next video. Stars shining bright above me. Breezes seem to whisper sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Because I am babbling and being cheesy as fuck. Probably because I've had too much caffeine. I'm not sure. I don't know. My brain is not braining so good. And my eyes are itching so bad. Oh my god, look at what I did. Why did I do that?